women should clean. Now, when I say this, girls go, well, I don't like cleaning. No problem. If you don't like cleaning, how about this? I'll clean. And when I say I'll clean, I mean I'll hire someone else to clean. Anyway, I'll get the house clean. And you pay for everything. How about that? Oh no, you can't do that either, can you? Because you're a fucking moron. And you realize that making money is much harder than getting some fucking dishes washed. Then you're gonna realize what real work is. Because to pay for shit is much more difficult than keeping a house generally tidy and being a generally pleasant female to be around. Fucking lazy.
Women, money, power, misogyny, criminal charges, internet fame, and eventual cancellation. This is the story of Andrew Tate. It all began in a small town in the States in Washington on December 1st, 1986. His father was a former pro wrestler and a retired Air Force sergeant, and went on to play chess professionally. This is where Tate would become a prodigy of chess, learning the craft from his father. He would go on to use his skill to hustle people out of money and was very good at doing so. However, Tate's father was frequently absent from home, going on trips for chess tournaments, leaving his son behind. Tate would casually joke about this in multiple podcasts, bragging about the fact that his father was never home and was cheating on his mother frequently like a good man that he was.
What is this? I've gone through your clothes. There's a picture of some bitch in your... And my dad had been home for 42 minutes, and he'd just go, sorry, son, she won't shut up. Walked out again.
Unfortunately for Tate, his mother and father would eventually break up as a result of his infidelity, and he would be forced to move to Luton in England. Now, chess wasn't a big thing in the UK at this time, so Tate didn't have that outlet, to which he then discovered kickboxing. He would then go on to train 7 days a week and become obsessed with the sport. He would then become the world kickboxing champion 4 times. He would go on to earn up to $75,000 a fight, but it was not enough for Tate. One thing he did realise, being a fighter made it easy for him to obtain women. As a result, Tate had multiple girlfriends from different countries at once. One day Tate was on the internet and he saw an ad for a webcam company, and he thought to himself, why can't I do the same?
So I text all my girlfriends, I think it was 5 of them, text all 5, said, you're all coming here to live with me and work with me. None of them knew about each other. So I put them all around the same table, and I was like, look, we're going to start a webcam business. You're going to stay, you're going to live in London. I'm going to look after you, and we're going to get rich.
Now, at this point, these girls did not know that he had multiple girlfriends, so a lot of them, you can imagine, were not happy. 3 of them would go on to leave, and 2 would stay to be his webcam girls. Initially, he did quite well. He made $6,000 to $7,000 a day, but he found the days long and hard. He was doing 16-hour days, and he felt he needed to expand. Eventually, he would expand to over 75 girls, and he would ask his brother to join to help manage the business. He would also add 4 more locations to the business and would go on to make over $600,000 a month. However, Tate found the job very stressful and very difficult to manage all these girls, and decided to cut the business right down to only 9 cam girls, where he could still make a decent living. Now, things for Tate would start to go wrong a little bit at this point, when he was arrested 3 months after he kicked out one of his best webcam girls, who was making up to $25,000 a day for him, because she vomited on his floor and refused to clean it up, and also refused to leave. So he physically picked her up and brought her out of the house. There was a raid and his door was kicked in and he was arrested. Now, eventually, after a couple of years, the case would be dropped because the evidence was not there, but it was enough to convince Tate that he needed to get out of the country. So he had a few fights scheduled in Romania, and he thought, because of how corrupt Romania is and the influence he had gathered in the Romanian fighting world, that he could create a much happier life for himself. He also stated many times one of the reasons he went to Romania was because the sexual assault laws were a lot more relaxed. So during that time, he would become a commentator for the RSF, which was the Romanian version of the UFC. He also owned 10% stake in the business, so he was making some decent money. He also noticed that one of the biggest sponsors for the RSF was a casino-based business which had 400 locations across Europe and was making $18 billion a day. He wanted in on this, but unfortunately he was not able to convince the business to let him in. A few years would pass and Tate realised he had a good plan to convince them to let him start up a business. So he goes to the business and he tells them that he's going to set up his own casino that's right beside the competitors of the casino's business, and he would pay for all the location fees and give them a percentage of the profits. So the guys at the casino decided to give him a go because it was a win-win situation. They didn't have to put in any equity. When the business was set up, he noticed there was a very popular Starbucks down the road that was always very busy. He decided to give away free coffee to the customers from Starbucks. That way that would drive the customers base into the casino, and it proved to be very, very successful. He would go on to actually open 15 different locations and become very, very wealthy as a result. Now, unfortunately for Tate, the pandemic would hit, and he did bribe the Prime Minister of Romania to keep the casinos open as long as he could. But unfortunately for Tate, the Prime Minister was given a lot of money from the EU, and he would abide by the EU law of shutting everything down. Now, at this point, Tate was spiraling and didn't know what to do. But this was the beginning of a new chapter for Tate when his internet fame would take off. So Tate would start expressing his very controversial anti-woman views during the pandemic when his casinos were shut down, and he noticed he was getting some serious attention. One of the things that helped him kind of take off was he would go on big podcasts like Your Mama's House and share these very controversial anti-woman views.
Opinions in her job.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Have kids,
Dumb
sit
bitch.
at home, be quiet, make coffee.
Yeah.
And it makes everybody happier in the long run. It's good for everyone. I don't know how this is even controversial anymore.
Right.
He knows himself very quickly that the more controversial his opinions were, the more views he was getting, the more money he could make. He also saw himself as an anti-woke, anti-Me Too movement, anti-feminism. He would go on to exploit men by creating Hustler University, which is a £39 or $45 a month service. The idea of the service is basically to show you how to make money by using crypto and investing in stock and becoming a freelancer and starting your own online business. With the £39 a month, he claims that you get full lesson plans, daily videos, a treasure trove of resources, guidance on how to navigate them, and full access to professors for any questions you may have. Unfortunately, Tate would receive a lot of backlash for Hustle University, and there's a few reasons we should get into about it. So one was the pyramid scheme that was set up. So when you joined the university, one of the things you were expected to do as one of his students was to recruit more students.
No, I know it's a scam, brother. I know it's a scam. Come on. I mean, is it? Look. It's not even a new one. Our fucking parents. There's probably kids in this chat right now whose moms and dads did a version of this. It's called Herbalife, Amway. It has existed throughout time. The multi-level marketing scheme.
Yep, there was like
Where
5 of them
the entire fucking point
Execute, what do
is
you
to
mean?
promote it so you can basically substitute the bag down to the next person, and you're at the tippy
Fuck
top,
man, bitch.
collecting the entirety, 90% of profits from every single fucking sale made.
Another thing that made his content explode, that made us all scroll through our Instagram and TikTok and constantly see this baldy prick popping up, was because one of the other things you had to do when you joined the university as a student was you had to create TikTok accounts and you had to share Andrew Tate content. So this would rack up millions and billions of views across all sort of platforms. Because of his misogynistic anti-woman views, he would go on to be banned off all major social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok and Facebook all banned him because they found his viewpoints dangerous, they found his anti-women sentiments disgusting, and they felt that they should not allow him to share these kind of disgusting opinions online. He claimed women are partly to blame for being sexually assaulted, that they have no innate responsibility and honour. He's also stated that married women who make money off OnlyFans should pay the money to their husband because the husband owns them, like they are property of the husband. He has since moved on to Rumble, which is a very unknown, underused video sharing platform, and prides himself on being immune to cancel culture, even though he's effectively been cancelled. The thing about Tate is he's not saying anything that we haven't heard before. His misogynistic opinions have been around for millennia. All he's doing is rehashing other ideas that aren't his own. And every generation is going to have a small population, especially in the male population, that are young and feel that they are being oppressed. They also feel naturally that men deserve to have dominance and power just because they're men. So it's very outdated, very old, recycled bullshit that comes up every decade or so. There's always an Andrew Tate that shares these ridiculous views. Whether or not he truly believes the misogynistic bullshit that he sprouts, I can't say for sure. But one thing I think we can all agree on is that Tate is a disgusting, misogynistic, sexist, with old traditional ideas that are just, there's not necessary, they're not needed. I think anyone with half a brain can see that Tate is clearly full of shit. And I'm not one against free speech, but I'm glad that I don't have to see his stupid videos popping up on my phone every 2 minutes. And what he says is not new, it's not different, it's not revolutionary. He just hit a particular niche at a particular time that made his opinions just explode. I think most people with any sort of common sense that are grounded in reality will not agree with what Andrew Tate has had to say. So what do you guys think? Do you think Tate is a gobshite? Do you think he has a point? Do you think he should have been banned off YouTube and every sort of platform? Do you think he's being victimized? Or do you think like me? Do you think he's a gobshite who doesn't deserve to have a platform because he's so fucking backward in his thinking that it's causing more harm than anything else? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a while since I made a video. I was on holidays and I was sick and it was a whole thing. But I'm back and hopefully I'll have more regularly scheduled videos coming out. So, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for sharing, thanks for liking and commenting. I accept all sort of comments, whether they're there to agree or disagree with me. I always like hearing opinions. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Peace out. Thanks for watching.